Hello and welcome to a Whiskey Review with me, the Whiskey Novice. Thank you for joining me for review number 199. This is another re-review. This is a whiskey that I first reviewed early 2021. And there's been a reason for every bottle that I've re-reviewed in this series. The main reason will come in my next review. This one, the reason why I decided to re-review this one, this is the Teeling. Right, Teeling Single. This is a Teeling Single Barrel, Single Cask. During lockdown, Teeling Distillery, like most, was closed, and they started to sell their bottle your own distillery exclusives online. So they would bottle up a bottle for you, and I decided to buy one for the simple fact that I wanted to try Teeling's own juice. Teeling were one of those, especially through John Teeling, Dr. John Teeling with Cooley Distillery. Teeling were there's a phoenix on the bottle. They were the phoenix from the ashes of Irish whiskey, and pretty much John Teeling was the guy who dragged Irish whiskey out of the ashes back into the world which we know now. So I wanted to try their own juice. I tried a few of their sourced whiskies, and was interested to see where they were going. So I purchased this at, I think it was about £100, €100. It was probably £100. So it's a single barrel from Teeling Distillery, bottled at 64.1%. Yep, and it's a strong one. It's non-chill filter, no colour, a very, very natural thing. And I want to try it. I remember at the time, I definitely remember at the time, because Frank Peathead Hertz has reminded me of it a few times, that I think I said this would make good toilet cleaner. It was so spirit forward, and I have never touched this since. I've sent out a few samples, etc., but I haven't really. There's not a lot left. This is coming very close to its end. But I never felt interest in going back to it. At one point, I do remember doing a blind challenge with Roy Aquavite Duff and Maltbox Andy. And I remember them having samples of this, and I remember both of them actually liking it. Certainly not thinking it toilet cleaner like I had. So that sort of piqued my interest at that point to go back again and think, was I just being a bit of a snowflake? Was what is it about this? Surely not toilet cleaner, certainly if these guys like it. So this is, at that point, I sort of went, I will re-review this at some point. So it's now that I'm going to do so. So let's go, shall we? It's young. It's 64.1%. That's strong. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody says, but 64.1% in whiskey turn is strong. Given that they're generally put into the cask at around 65%. It's little wonder this is sharp in the nose. Sweet, sharp, and spirit forward. Young. This is a 5-year-old, and you can smell that youth all over it. But not as spirit forward as I remember it being. So straight away, there's a change. Light, with hints of cigar smoke, which, if I'm getting hints of cigar smoke, I would usually suggest then that there's been sherry maturation in this. And I remember at the time feeling that this had maybe got a hint of sherry maturation, but it's not. It is US. As a matter of fact, I think it's actually US virgin oak. I'm getting this a lot recently, but once again, apricot. I'm getting this smell of apricot, or even dried apricot, acetone, barley sugar, Madeira cake. But it's definitely much nicer than I recall it being. It really is. It is spirit forward. It's 64.1%. Of course it's spirit forward. It'd be hard not to hide that spirit. But there's a lot going on here as well. A much softer than expected. Sweet and sour arrival. Coat swell. Cinnamon. And that's the youth and the heat, I would suggest. Cinnamon. It's still spirit E. It's 64.1%. But it is nice. Even that palate would suggest there's been sherry involved here. There really is a richness, a rich sweetness. I said in the nose about Madeira cake. Yeah, once again, the palate. It is hot, which is to be expected, but that heat represents, as I said, a cinnamon. So I don't mind hot as long as hot has flavour. Yeah. Youthful. Again, those younger, fruity, estery notes are in the palate and they show up near the back of the palate. This is sort of, I don't know if you can hear me taking breaths. It is hot. It is 64.1%. I keep repeating myself. Tread carefully. You know, this is by no means a session whiskey. Finish. Fairly short, fairly hot, as expected. Cinnamon, once again, hint of clove. I'm adding a couple of good splashes of water there. You know me, I don't generally add that amount of water. Believe me when I tell you this can take it. It is strong. I can't say it enough. But like that heat, if at the back of the palate, if it's strong but there's a lot of flavour going on as well, well, fair enough. Fair enough. I vaguely remember the first time reviewing this, it just being all about that spirit, all heat. New make spirit is all right when it's got a lot of flavour going on. You know that, I know that. Give it a short maturation, bottle it up completely naturally, and you don't tame the beast much. A few more years, perhaps. A few more years. Drop of water. That was quite a drop of water. It becomes sweet and perfumed. That'll settle down. Spicy, allspice, oak spice, along with more barley sugar and mixed pale. Fresher, softer, rounder. That heat has been tempered a little. The heat's still there, but it's where it should be. It's right at the back of the palate, leading into the finish. So this is one of the first. I don't often add a lot of water to Irish whiskey. I find it drowns very quickly. This holds together, probably because it's so damn strong. So you can add water to it, and it does temper it well. Do you know what? I think in this case, it's not the whiskey that's changed much. This is a good example of why I went back to re-review these whiskies. I don't think this whiskey has changed much. In this case, my palate has evolved a bit. You're back 2.5 years ago, first time I reviewed this. 2.5 years is quite a while. I've sampled a lot of whiskey in that 2.5 years. Put it like that. Maybe my palate has just acclimated more to it, but I really like this now. I really like this. Will I replace it? Well, I can't technically. This was a one-off. I'm still going to give Teeling a while. I'll give Teeling a while, but fair play to them. I look forward to what Teeling are going to do. I really do. So let's leave that, move on. So what would I recommend? Well, originally I said about the a certain sherry feel about it. It's not that much. It's not that does calm down a bit. The sherry feel calms down quite a bit. Because originally I was thinking along the lines of maybe a cask strength Glendronach or something like that, but cask strength is sherry bomb, a big sherry bomb. So no, definitely not. So I changed my mind and decided to go back to Teeling, and they have their own juice is on the market. I'm going to recommend this one to you. This is the Teeling Wonders of Wood Series 1. It's a pot still, but this is Teeling juice. This is pot still, which was produced by Teeling. Matured and certainly finished in Chinkapin oak, American Chinkapin oak. And I bought this, I picked this up for a bargain. So I just decided to share this one with you. Bottled at 50%. It's got that, I think Chinkapin oak anyway tends to have a bit of a virgin oak feel about it. So it's still got that same sort of bright cinnamony or even ginger virgin oak feel about it. And you know, I said it before I finished it, I do hold out high hopes for Teeling. I hope everything goes well for them. So if you'll not, I imagine nobody will be able to get their hands on this now. Maybe somebody will have one sitting in their stash. But if Teeling is your thing, if you want to try Teeling and try Teeling juice and try Teeling in a fairly different form, I would recommend giving the Wonders of Wood a go. This is the first part of the Wonders of Wood series. There's a second part now available. I'm going to say Hungarian oak, but I don't think it is. It's a European oak of some shape or form. So just give it a go. Give it a go anyway. There you have it. So yeah, I think I've put that Teeling demon to bed. I think I have, because this was a bottle that I'd actually got to the point where I was just avoiding. Well, now what will happen is I'll just kill it. I'll just kill this off and it'll be done with. But at least I could enjoy what was left of it. And the more it settles down, the better it gets. Fair play to Teeling. They are actually making a good spirit. So there you go. That's it. That's review 199. Thank you very much for joining me. Been a pleasure as always. Thank you very much to my patrons. Should anybody wish to join that group, the details are in the video description below. And if you would like to see more about my patronage, I shall leave a little video up here. Just up here. Until the next time, my friends, look after yourselves. Here's to your good health. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please click and subscribe to be notified of further content.